Hello and welcome to today's Abhigyan's Point. And the issue that we're going to talk about today is extremely important in the present scenario, and that's economic and the economic health of the country. Why is it so important? I've always maintained that lockdown is not a good solution, but it is most definitely the final solution. And when lockdown happens, as we all know, we've experienced it, we have seen the images of migrant laborers walking back to their homes, it directly impacts economy, and that is a very crucial issue to understand. I know because in the second wave of corona it's not being talked about so much right now. It's understandable, there's nothing wrong about it. Inflation is also not being talked about so much, but in the middle of all this, one gentleman has made a point, and that is senior industrialist Uday Kotak has made a suggestion that RBI should now consider printing notes and also distributing that money to the poor. Is that possible? Let me tell you, last year when lockdown was at its peak, I'd interviewed the economist Arvind Panigaya and I'd asked him the same question, that should there be a situation that India needs to, or the RBI in India needs to print notes, and he had said no to it. But Uday Kotak has made a suggestion to the contrary. Let me make this point very clear. When you look at developed countries, how they've helped people during the lockdowns, you look at the example of America, you look at the example of England, you look at the example of countries like Australia, they've actually helped people by giving them money in their hands so that their jobs, their businesses could survive during this period. Now, we've not been able to do exactly anything like that. In fact, the taxpayers would in a way complain because there's been no direct benefit as such given to them. Now, this is a very different situation. I'm not making a direct comparison with the rest of the world, but there are surely examples you can take from it. So is there a possibility that you print notes as Uday Kotak is suggesting? Yes, in my opinion, there is this possibility to print note, which at some stage the government may need to consider. I'm not saying it right now, but given the situation, given the slowdown of economy, given the fact that they also collected a very good GST of 1,24,000 crores last quarter. So given all these factors put together to push the economy, to put some kind of a boost in the economy, to lift it through the process of vaccination that is going to go on for some time now, through the process of economic slowness that's going to go on for some time now, there has to be a boost given to the economy. And could there be a suggestion of an Uday Kotak that can be implemented? In my opinion, yes, there is that possibility. Yes, there is that possibility that the government can consider. It's also very important to realize right now that overall economic health of the country, there is the inflation problem is already there. I'm not going to get into today on the pricing of petrol and diesel. That's a separate issue to deal with. But there is surely an inflation problem. And also the fact that when you put in money into the economy, it makes certain patterns inflationary in the short term, but it's also believed widely, and so the economists say across the world, that in the long term it helps. Again, it's not an easy decision. Countries have done it during the corona period. It's not an easy decision. It's a difficult decision, exactly like the lockdown, but it is a decision that could be considered. In my opinion, I agree with Uday Kotak in a way, it should be considered, because you have to overall see how by next year, March 2022 March, how do you actually deal with India's economic health, which is so crucial, because we know that Indian economics, just like Indian politics, is very complicated. It is not that easy. You have to come up with out-of-the-box solutions, and maybe in a scenario like this, this could be a serious solution that could be considered by the government. But definitely, the economic health of the country will be of equal importance as, of course, as the public health and social health, because of the second wave of corona that we are facing right now. That is my point.